This is the Misguided Meeples podcast.
Howdy, got all these bananas over here sitting in these packages. Definitely not cocaine in any of these banana boxes.
With your hosts, Eric.
How do you like bats, Natty?
So at that point,
Cold-skinned cabana boys.
I don't know what the black lobster, what the black
Then there's something wrong with you. You're certainly not very good.
And Natty.
Apparently was very acrobatically sound. Put it in prisoner visitor bums, it'd be a lot easier. Oh, I thought people kept chickens because they wanted eggs and kind of hated themselves.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Misguided Meeples podcast. I am Eric.
Oh, are we going?
Yes, we're goddamn going. This is the Misguided Meeples podcast, having conversations about the wackiest, most bizarre news stories of the week. We are carried on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, YouTube, Spotify, and we would appreciate a subscribe, a like, or a review if you like the podcast. And if you don't, I will come find you and I will make you sleep in a coffin for 30 hours straight. Don't fucking test me right now. I'm pissed.
Don't test him. He'll do it.
Fucking pissed. Technology sucks. So anyways, like I said in the intro, we are on Spotify now. So that's a big show news. That's the only real show news. Other than that, business as usual here at the Misguided Meeples show. So, Natty, what's our first news story of the week?
All right, so we're going to start with man puts, quote, used girlfriend on eBay with very rude description. Depending on your perspective, I think they're kind of funny. But it backfires pretty quickly. So, this fellow from the UK put his girlfriend of 1 year on eBay, saying things along the lines of, you can see she's been used, and, you know, for parts or not working, warnings about constant whining noise, all those funny little things. Pretty much describes her as an old car, in effect. Mm-hmm. But this all went downhill when someone actually started bidding. And, oh boy. And it was over, it was over 100 bids and eventually reached around 70,000 pounds.
Yeah, holy crap. Yeah, that did get very large. So, essentially, it was a practical joke that this guy did and just got way out of hand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he meant it as a joke. Not everyone took it as a joke.
Oh, I mean, that's... I wonder if, like, how the girlfriend's taking this.
Yeah, see, that's a good question. They didn't really cover her side of the story.
They were just kind of like, oh... Imagine that. Although, I think this woman has a lot of gentleman suitors now that she's been put on eBay.
Yeah, I don't think that was his intent. It does say that the first couple bets were just friends who caught on to the joke, but then it obviously escalated and people from all over started bidding, including from the U.S. So we participated in this nonsense.
We participate in a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, we only participate in nonsense.
So, yeah, got about 8,100 views in 24 hours. Holy crap.
Yeah. And and the questions and comments that were applied to the sale were less than mature.
Oh, certainly. I can only imagine. Like, do you have any examples?
Oh, gosh. Something along the lines of, can I take her for a test drive? If she's revved hard, does she smoke? It's pretty much question after question laced with innuendo.
Oh, another wrote, I'm fairly interested in putting a bid in. Can you tell me how many previous owners she has had? And also, what's her service history like?
I mean, it's no worse than the comments he put. I mean, even one of them, he even put, like, looks like it's in good shape, but up close you can see the wear. So, like, honestly, he set the tone. You can't expect anything different from the response.
Oh, certainly, yeah. So, however, the fun was soon ended when eBay removed the item 24 hours after the 7-day listing.
So if you're going to sell your significant other on eBay, make sure it's a 24-hour window.
Right. So you got to make sure you make this quick, real quick before eBay has any chance to respond. Human body parts and remains are banned, apparently.
It's kind of a slow response to possible human trafficking, isn't it?
That is, yeah. But 24 hours is actually quite slow for that.
You think Amazon would shut that down right away? What's eBay doing?
I don't know. Sleeping on the job, man.
Well, this is also the website where you can sell a small country, so
Yeah, exactly. You got a lot of different crazy items out there that people are trying to sell. You gotta review and police all these items.
Yeah, of course.
Makes sense. They got a little complacent here.
Well, they probably catch on quicker with new girlfriends, but the used ones, it's a lesser concern.
Right. Yeah, certainly. So, oh yeah, it says down here how she took it.
Does it? I missed that.
So Kelly, apparently it was a quote from the guy who actually did the posting, and this woman's name is Kelly. Kelly turned around and said, "So what price would you actually have sold me for? Would you have been upset if someone actually bought me?" And I said I would have been upset, but I would have been crying in either a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, which makes it a whole lot better. So we got a wise guy here.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, when you make it kind of makes sense. The guy put an eBay posting for his girlfriend.
Yeah, and a less than flattering one, too.
Less than flattering, yeah.
Classic British humor there.
Certainly. 2018, treating women like cars.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that didn't sound good, did it?
Look how progressive we are.
Oh, and now you have the challenge of the century to segue this one.
I'm just not going to.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible.
It really isn't, and you'll find out why in a second. Mountain goats are being airlifted out of a national park because they crave human pee. And this came late September, so earlier last week.
Really no way to sugarcoat this one.
Yeah, this is interesting. So they have to remove the ballooning mountain goat population that's developed a strong appetite for human pee. They aren't even native species in this park, so and since their introduction in the 1920s, their numbers have blossomed into staggering 700.
Yeah.
Goats.
You don't want to give that a shot?
No, I'm not gonna.
That's my best guess.
They use a different term. I just said goats.
Anyone in the animal sciences, I'm very sorry. That's probably not how it's said.
Ungulates.
I assume they introduced them in the 1920s to clean up human pee, right?
I don't think they did.
I don't think that was the intention.
No, I don't.
I'm not sure what the intention was though. What do goats really add to the ecosystem?
Eat some grass. I don't know.
Is that really productive?
Maybe. Get rid of ticks, right? Because isn't that a reason why like people keep like chickens? Like get rid of ticks.
Oh, I thought people kept chickens because they wanted eggs and kind of hated themselves.
I mean that too.
We've kind of speared off topic, haven't we?
Certainly.
Okay. Back to it.
We're back. We've gone from goats craving human pee to chickens.
Just people self-deprecating by buying chickens.
Interesting little diversion there. But anyways, with a lot of humans in the area and routinely relieving themselves on various hiking trails, the goats have developed an insatiable thirst for urine, which serves as a strong source of salt and minerals, which is just bizarre. That's why. Why would the goat be like, yo, this is pretty sweet right here?
Yeah, I mean, is that... Like, how did they figure that out? They just, like, happen upon an area of soiled ground and just like, oh, man, this is amazing. It's like a liquid salt lick.
I know there's water over there, in that river, like 50 feet away from me, but I would really prefer to drink this human urine.
Oh, that shit's not salty enough. That's what it is. This water's amazing.
I wonder if, like, human urine's actually, like, something that you can get addicted to. If you, like, I'm pretty sure you can get addicted to most things, but,
if it's possible, there's probably a My Strange Addiction episode about it.
Oh, certainly. Like, just someone, like, storing jars of urine.
There's like Nalgene's of piss. You know this?
So, anyways, yeah, so authorities have begun tagging, blindfolding, and airlifting the goats to nearby forests via helicopter. And then they are fitted with GPS collars. and essentially they're just trying to disperse them.
Not really sure why they're being blindfolded.
So they don't know where they're going, Natty. Duh.
Oh, because the goat's gonna track its way back, is it?
Yeah, it might. It might be like, oh my god, I see all these landmarks. I must be close
Goats
to
are
the
smart.
park.
I don't know if they're that smart.
You can't underestimate goats, man. You
With
gotta take every precaution you can. You gotta blindfold them. You gotta stun them. Horse tranquilizer, whatever you gotta do. You gotta get them out of there.
Yeah,
They're becoming a nuisance to this park, Natty. They're drinking human urine. It's not okay. Not okay.
It's a travesty, really.
It really is.
They're taking all these precautions to remove the goats, but then whatever goats are left, they're just going to hit with a shotgun.
Probably.
Yeah, that's not quite as elegant and humanitarian of a solution as the prior.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, how else do you get goats out of there? I mean, like, you airlift some and then you shoot the others. That seems fair.
Well, yes, to an extent, but if it was like, oh, we have to evacuate this town, 90% will be airlifted, the rest we're going to shoot. Doesn't sound very good, does it?
Isn't that how you would evacuate a human population too? I don't know.
No, at least 25% get shot.
Seems pretty legit to me. I don't know. But anyways,
This is why Eric's not in power.
no. So apparently, also another thing too is that they're taking this approach because authorities cannot implement fertility control, largely because the animals are so hard to corral.
Yeah, it said there was not an approved contraceptive for goats. So big surprise there. I don't even want to know how you'd apply that.
Yeah, I don't want to be the person that has to do that job. So I'm glad that they figured out another job where they can airlift the goats out of there instead.
Yeah, I think that's a better solution. So,
I think so too.
So if you, I don't know, enjoy watching goats lap up bodily fluids, or you're R. Kelly, go visit Olympic State Park. You'll love it.
Yes, you will. And do you want to try segueing into this one? Our last story of the day.
I would try, but the birds aren't actually drinking. All right, so we're just going to jump right into it. I wanted to try to segue a drinking thing into there, but they aren't drinking it. So what it is
both. The goats are drinking urine, and these birds are drinking.
Kind of, yeah. They're. It's more like, I don't know, like Jello shots in effect.
Yeah, so they're ingesting it. They're kind of, yeah.
Regardless, drunk birds can't handle their alcohol and are flying under the influence around town. Unfortunately, not here.
Unfortunately, I wanted this to happen in our neck of the woods.
That'd be
Why
fantastic.
not? That'd be hilarious. I'm sure that would cause a bunch of problems.
Oh, so many problems. We have. Can you imagine? In Route 6, it's all birds. It would be a disaster.
All the birds flying around Route 6, flying into cars. Oh, that'd be terrible.
So what it actually is the town of Gilbert, Minnesota. There was an early frost, and because of that, it has caused the local berries to ferment, leading young birds, who apparently are more prone to fermented berry abuse than older birds, getting drunk from eating them.
Yeah, that's yeah. So apparently they're displaying unorthodox behavior, flying lower than usual, crashing into cars and windows, and losing their balance.
That sounds about right. So pretty much, it's a college town, but they're really small.
Yes.
Apparently, yeah. So, or I love or acting confused. How can you tell a bird is confused?
If you can tell a bird is confused, I think it's one of those things you see it, you know it, you know.
I can't speak to that. You're right. I'm gonna have to go with that being correct.
You know.
The amusing thing though is the whoever the police official who did this these quotes, apparently Catcher, I think is the pronunciation of his name. But at any rate, he says, it appears that some birds are getting a little more tipsy than normal. So normally the birds are getting drunk in Minnesota?
I mean, a lot of things get drunk in Minnesota.
There's not a lot to do,
a lot
yeah.
of people get drunk in Minnesota.
Maybe.
So, I mean, the birds are just following the national pastimes.
At any rate, at least the Minnesota Police Department has a good sense of humor.
Oh, certainly.
Because there's a long write-up about why and how and what they're doing. But the little bits they add to the end are probably the most amusing.
Oh, yeah, certainly.
So, however, we would like you to call the Gilbert Police Department if you see the following. Want to switch off?
Yeah, sure.
Heckle and Jekyll walking around being boisterous or playing practical jokes.
Woodstock pushing Snoopy off the doghouse for no apparent reason.
The Roadrunner jumping in and out of traffic on Main Street.
Big Bird operating a motor vehicle in an unsafe manner.
Angry Birds laughing and giggling uncontrollably and appearing to be happy.
Tweety acting as if 10 feet tall and getting into confrontations with cats.
Or any other birds after midnight with Taco Bell items.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, it's just so true.
Where do you go when you get drunk? You just you get Uber or you get your sober friends to drive you to Taco Bell.
Exactly. I think that spans all species.
I know that seems like a pretty reasonable thing for birds to be doing with their time.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, they had some fun with this. One thing I really missing from this story, I did not find any videos. I really want to find videos of drunk birds flying around. And if you want to send us any, please, you would make my day.
Yeah, you would think of the day of cell phones, there'd be a lot more available. Maybe people in Minnesota just not big on phones.
I don't know.
I've never met anyone from there, so I have no idea.
I love this quote too. I just saw this. It appears that some birds are getting a little more tipsy than normal, like you said before. Generally, younger birds' livers cannot handle the toxins as efficiently as more mature birds. There's no need to call law enforcement out these birds, as they should sober up within a short period of time.
I can't see the need to call law enforcement for birds that are acting confused.
Or drunk. I mean, that would be fine. What if they just got really angry? They're really angry drunks. All the birds just swooping and dive bombing people.
Just hitting windows repeatedly.
Yo, man, you want to fight? You want to fight?
It's
It's like, dude, you're a bird. Chill out.
I mean, even if I saw a bird flying to the same window 6 or 7 times, I don't think my first thought would be call the authorities.
Yeah, call the police.
What are they going to do? Arrest the bird?
I mean, unlike with bats, you do not need to call the police if you see a bird in your house, apparently.
Yes, because it's absolutely necessary to call the police if you have a bat in your house.
You learn the hard way. You learn the hard way.
You don't know until you try.
We've already been through this. You do. Apparently you do. Or apparently you need to call someone that has access to your local animal control.
Fair.
Yes.
But not if the bats are drunk.
I've never encountered a drunk bat, but maybe I actually have. I don't know. But
yeah, how would you know? Was he acting confused? Were they swooping low?
Very, very confused, screeching, very loud, making a lot of noise at night.
Any Taco Bell items?
I did not see any Taco Bell items, so it is kind of inconclusive.
If it doesn't have a quesarito, I'm not really sure,
Yeah. No, quesarito, Mexican pizza, something like that.
Something dusted in Doritos.
Doritos Taco Loco.
Something or another.
Get the hot sauce. Yeah, I didn't see any of those items on any of the bats that were in my apartment. And at some point, that episode will be deleted and deleted far, far away. So I never have to listen to that again.
And therefore, this conversation will be utterly pointless.
Yes. And if you are listening to this far in the future, you will never, ever, ever get to hear episode 1. I promise you that.
I make no apologies.
Well, anyways. Kind of a short and sweet episode we had here today, Natty.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we had some good ones though. We're not able to keep up with our third story being food related, unfortunately.
We'll get back to it.
We'll get to it. I mean, unless you drunk fermented berries, is that food related?
I mean, technically
can we
food.
stretch it? Can we stretch it enough to be that?
Can people get drunk off them?
You probably need a lot.
A lot of berries.
You probably need a lot.
You probably have some bathroom difficulties before you ever got drunk.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I would assume so. And the other two we cannot claim are food related at all, but funny nonetheless.
No, because the second one's about a beverage.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's not.
It's a matter of perspective, man.
I don't know what your beverages you're drinking, but that's I've never heard of that, or I've heard of it and I don't want to think about it. Anyways, so if you'd like to join the conversation, email us at misguidedmeeplespodcast@gmail.com or tweet us at misguidedmeeple. Thank you so much for joining the conversation this week. Talk to you all next week.
Wait, are we ending?
Well, I mean, that's all the stories we had for today, right?
Keeping up with continuity here.
Yeah, you're just messing up everything. I guess that's fair. But, yeah, this is awkward now.
Bye!
The music in our intro is Retro Future Clean, and the outro music you hear now is called Breakdown.
Both tracks were done by Kevin MacLeod at incomtech.com. If you would like to get in contact with the show, our email address is misguidedmeeplespodcast@gmail.com.
On Twitter, we are at misguidedmeeple. Follow us for show news and links to all the crazy news stories we covered in this week's episode.
And maybe even some bonus ones we didn't cover.
You gotta follow us to find out.